Hey guys, it's Mel Hahn here with another Techie Tuesday. I am so excited about being back and being able to share with you again. We've had numerous PLOs in person, but I always love to be able to do a good, quick Techie Tuesday for you. So let's get started. I have some great things to share with you from the EdTech conference that we went to in Orlando. And I am so excited also of all the great things I've seen in your classrooms throughout the week that we shared during our PLO. So I hope that you're enjoying those. My rule is if I give you one thing that might make an impact in your classroom, then it's been well worth your time. I also would ask you that you should try these things at least 3 times before you decide, oh, they didn't really work for me. Because we all know that every once in a while we have a hairy kind of day. So today we're going to start out with a couple apps and extensions because the Google world that we live in, it's so important for us to understand that apps and extensions can really make or break kind of what's going in the classroom. They can add something. I had one of the presenters say that extensions are like doing hair extensions. You know, it's adding a little pizzazz into the things that you're already doing. So the first one I want to start out with is a request from a teacher. Mr. McQueen at my school has asked if his kids can annotate over documents that he would use in the classroom or share with them. And sure enough, we would all like to have them marked up. You know, you ever want to share those documents and want the kids to use the strategies that you already taught them by marking it up? Well, with Kami you can. And it's called Kami. It was formerly called Notable PDF, and but now they've deemed it Kami. And what happens is you just go to your Chrome store and you'll look up Kami. It comes up the very first one and you're going to add it. And it's this beautiful little cute icon right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that icon, the flower icon, and Kami's going to appear. Now this is how really great this is. Super easy to use. You will log in with your Google credentials, so it's just really easy for you to get in here, and it gives you several different options. One, you can drag a file in here or click here and go find it on your computer. You can get it from your Google Drive. You can even get it from your Dropbox. So these are things that you can just pick up, and so the kids can actually go into their Google Drive once you've shared something with them, and they can go find it in their Drive. So I'm going to click on Drive, and typically what happens is it does ask you to save whatever you're sharing. I'm going to click on a PDF so I can just bring something in, and it takes all documents. So I'm just going to click one that we've recently shared about inviting you to sign up for Remind 101 school-wide, and I'm going to authorize it to use my Google Drive, and of course it's going to go, are you sure you want to, and you're going to allow it. So once it does, it's going to pull up your actual document. Now it does not have to be in PDF. Let me remind you, it does not have to be a PDF. It was just an easy one for me to find. So what I'm going to do is show you over here some of the cool things. You can highlight. So if you want the kids to highlight what you want them to mark up, maybe special words in the text. I understand this is probably not a very good text to be using for this demonstration, but another thing I love is strike through, because so many times we're telling our kids that when we're reading to cross out the answers that maybe don't make sense. So this gives them an opportunity. Maybe strike out the words in the sentence that don't make sense. Maybe strike out all the verbs in the sentence, or maybe strike out all the prepositions so that you can, or the prepositional phrases, something like that. It still gives you that power. Also, you can have underline. That, of course, is just basic. You're going to just underline whatever words you want. And then you can actually comment. You can make a comment on each little part. Maybe you have a comment on this. Over to the right, it's going to say, you know, this should be singular. Now, I know it shouldn't, but I'm just using this as an example, so please excuse me. Here's another one I love, text, because I think so many times kids want to write in the side. We are an avid demonstration school. Cornell notes are huge at our school. It's like a regular part of our everyday life. So if you were doing this and it was a Cornell note type situation, you could use text or comments to put the questions that you have in the side of the big picture that you're doing. Now, the paintbrush is kind of interesting in the fact that you can use it to paint, but you can also use it to write. anything on here or draw a picture, however you want them to do it. Maybe they're circling a paragraph that's important. In Avid, it's important for you to number each paragraph so that you can go back and talk about it later, so you can see where you can do the numbers. Shapes, same thing. You can add your signature, you can erase, all of these kind of things. But the best part of Kami is so many times kids mark up their information, but they can't save it, right? They save it without the annotations. But with Kami, all you do is go up here to export, and it allows you to export it. You can do it in original with no annotations. You can do the annotations on the top, meaning they're on top of whatever you marked, or just the annotations to the side, which would appear over here on the right. Okay, so totally cool. This is also a collaborative document, so you can share it with more than one student. More than one student can be working on it at the same time. So I think that this might be a great fit. I can't wait to have Mr. McQueen try it and let me know exactly how it works. So moving on, because I've already taken a ton of your time, the next one I want to show you is Google Dictionary. Now you're like, oh, Miss Hahn, Google Dictionary, what do I need? Well, first of all, if I could spell it correctly, what do I need Google Dictionary for? Well, you might not need it, but your students definitely should have this extension added. This is one of those added flares, okay? Here's the one great thing about when you add Google Dictionary. Once you add it, it runs in the background. I can pull up anything that I'm reading. Maybe I'm on CNN Student News, and I am a student, and I have no idea what this word means or even how to say it. So I click on it, double click on any word, criticize, and it indicates the faults of someone or something in a disapproving way. Basically, it allows kids to double click on any word that they're out there on the web reading that they don't understand. Isn't this awesome for those kids who are trying to challenge themselves to learn new vocabulary? But what about those kids too that are trying to learn the word, to read it, to understand the context clues around you, and they don't have to raise their hand and be embarrassed by asking it incorrectly, or even yet you can click more and it'll actually have an opportunity to pronounce the word for them. So really, really great. Think it should be on everybody's Chromebook, every student Chromebook that you are. It's also great for elementary schools. Now don't forget a lot of times we're presenting whole group or small group settings. So this would be a great one you can use with your whole group. Double click on that smart notebook and it would define the word for you. So I think it'd be a great addition to anything that you have. The last little extension I want to show you is also an oldie but goodie, but it is important. Okay, it is called Office Editing for Docs. Now be honest out there, guys, gals, everybody in Anderson 5. Are you 100% Google? I mean, you should be at least 90% back right now. You should be living in your Drive. You should be using Google Docs, Sheets, Drawings, all of the Google apps for education. You should be totally engrossed in that. But as you know, we have an option to still live in both worlds. I'm talking about Microsoft and Google. So many of us make presentations or have presentations passed on to us from other people from different districts or around the area, and we're just comfortable in Office, right? Okay, well, what happens when you need to bring in a new PowerPoint, but you want to bring it into your Drive and you want to convert it? It shouldn't be that difficult, and it isn't. All you have to do is add this little extension called Office Editing for Docs, Slides, and Sheets. And when you're in your Drive, if you're going here to upload a file, I'm going to go upload a file out of my... Yes, I know, don't look, because I probably have 1,000,001 that I can upload, but maybe I want to upload the 6th grade Chromebook tags. When I click open, it is going to upload it to my Drive. Okay, and let me find it for you. Oh, there it goes. I can just popped right in there. Okay. Now look what's happened. 6th grade Chromebook tags has been uploaded to your Drive, but you notice something different? It no longer has the W. It's no longer a Word document. It has translated that document into Google Docs. So this is an easy way for you to start loading up your Google Drive and converting all at the same time. Now, wait. That doesn't mean that it took it from your original place. You still have the original file, and you can still upload the original file to your Drive if you wish to hold it in that Word area. But this also allows you to edit Word, edit sheets, edit Word, Excel, or PowerPoint, even if you don't have Office loaded on a computer. So even if you're sharing something that's a PowerPoint, kids would be able to utilize in their drives, they'll be able to, with this extension, be able to go in there and edit some of the things that you're sharing. Okay, so I think that that should be on everybody's else. So that is my 3 Google things for today. Cami, where you can annotate over any document. Google Dictionary, which defines words if you double click anywhere in the web. And the last but not least, the Office editing, which allows you to edit Office products, but when you bring them into Google Drive, it also transfer them into a Google Docs, slide sheet, etc. Okay, so I have just a couple things because, oh my goodness, I'm already running out of time. These are supposed to be quick, and so I want to show you something. Couple things, couple cool websites. This one, have you ever been doing a read aloud in your classroom and you wish it had this movie style soundtrack, or you just want a little suspense, like when you're reading that thriller, almost making you want to jump out of your seat? Well, with Book Track Classroom, that's exactly what happens. Not only can your kids create their own book tracks, but here is what I love. You can read a book track. So I'm going to click on Read a Book Track, and it is going to give me all these books that already have suspenseful music. Not just suspenseful, excuse me, say that 5 times fast, but movie style soundtrack. So when I click read, this is going to come up and you can see it's processing. This is The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. It is poetry, of course. And what's going to happen is after it loads, it's going to allow me to read. I can set my own speed of the page that I can read so that I can keep up with it, but it's going to have that cool background. So listen up. Here's how it goes. I hope you all can hear that. Now I'm reading Once Upon a Midnight Dreary while I ponder, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. So see, you're reading it and it's all that. In a minute it's going to say, something came tapping at my chamber door. And it actually does it. It taps. So down here is where your kids can set how fast you read. So maybe you're doing a kid's book and you're doing it with the whole class. Maybe you're doing this kind of book and you're reading it together. Maybe they're reading it. But this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. When you go to the next page, it'll offer you the next page when it has completed your reading speed. Okay? So I can go to the next page, and of course it continues with that. So very, very cool. Always wanted to be able to do my own little read aloud and act like I'm in the movies, okay? Everybody wants to be an actor or have a little bit of suspense or maybe a little excitement when the bunny rabbit pops out behind the tree. So it's just awesome. So I would say please, 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 please try this with your kids. Even more, I give you the challenge to create some with your kids, right? They have some great, incredible writings out there. Let them create their own music background, okay? Tons of stuff for you to be able to pick from. And it ranges, I would say, you can use this at any age, but as far as making your own, I think it would have to be a 3rd through 12th grade type of thing. All right, the last one I'm going to show you is just kind of for fun, but kind of for vocabulary too. And many of you might have already seen this, but you know, this generation is all about helping the world. They want to be part of a global society, okay? And so in Free Rice, what basically happens is for each answer you get right, they donate 10 grains of rice through the World Food Hunger Program. So the kids can basically come over here and it says military means, and I say armed forces, and it says, oh, you're right, and it fills 10 more grains of rice. Now I've donated 20. Okay. As you answer, for those kids, there is a differentiation in this, in the fact that if you continue to go up, it continues to level you higher. And if you continue to spiral down and not get enough answers right, it kind of lowers you so that you can start having success. So I think it's just a great way, cool way for you to be part of the global society and feed the world and learn vocabulary all at the same time. Now, what could be better than that? So that's all I have for tonight on today's Techie Tuesday. Look in my handout for a little bonus for the newest features on ETV Streamline. I think there's some in there you'll really, really love. And remember that technology is magic, even when you know how it's done.